Hello, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to the Web Development Special Interest Group for Koha. How's everybody this morning, afternoon, or whatever time it is where you're at?
Good. I had a web dev SIG question, which is, can we move the time to not 8 o'clock on Thursday? Because I work until 7 in Moscow on Thursday. And so it makes for a very long day for me when I have this meeting. Because I have to be in the building from 10 to 7 in addition to this hour.
Yeah, that's a pretty early meeting for you.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed.
I'm cool with moving it. I don't know. Maybe Lizette, what times are good for you?
I mean, if we wanted to do it on like the same Thursday and just do it at like 2 hours from now this is the second Thursday of the month. Do it at like 10 Pacific, etc. That would work fine for me because I'll be in the building by then.
That works for me too. I'm flexible though, so whatever y'all work out is probably fine.
That would work for me as well.
Me too. Okay, sounds like we have a majority. So let's go ahead and I'll get it changed on the website and the calendar.
Thanks, everyone.
So we said 10 Pacific, 1 Eastern.
Lucas, have you done any JQuery or custom CSS with the curbside plugin on the OPAC side?
A bit. Mostly just hiding it in the OPAC for certain branches. Kind of very simple stuff like that. That's all. Maybe some wording changes or adding some phrasing here or there. On the OPAC side, the plugin does use JQuery to do a lot of the things that it does. So as far as like writing jQuery in the system preference to overwrite that, the only good way I've found to do that is to use like some sort of mutation observer or something like that. That waits and listens for the changes that the plugin's jQuery does, so it can then.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I can share with you if you like.
Yeah, we haven't set it up yet, but a lot of the libraries in our consortium, the like check in, like tell the library I'm here button, we don't need. And so we wanted to hide that. And when I tried doing it, it wasn't working. And I was very confused because I was like, I pretty much just copy and pasted over some other jQuery that had a different button somewhere else and, tweaked it and it wasn't working. But it's because it has to listen. It's probably loading before or at the same time as the plugin jQuery.
Your jQuery is probably loaded and fired off before jQuery has done its thing. So then there's nothing left to do.
Okay. I think we have some listening jQuery, like for something with the overdrive link was being weird, or we like renamed it, but we had to do it after the overdrive thing was loading, and that was using jQuery. So I have some of that. I'll mess around more with it when we get, I think next week we'll turn that on.
Sort of my generic mutation observer that I use.
Sure. That's really my only thing this week. Our consortium decided to add PayPal and the curbside plugin and get a test server this week.
Busy week.
Busy week, yes. So I'm very excited to have a test server, though. I've been trying to get our consortium to get it since the Coeur d'Alene conference. So, like, 3 years. So that's exciting.
Well, I'm excited that the Bootstrap 4 patch has gotten pushed. Lucas, I suppose that probably creates a lot of work for you in the next round of upgrades in terms of keeping up with customizations.
Probably, and yeah, some tweaks to the customizations that exist on our partner sites. A little bit down the road here, I'll try to start working Galadriel into to 2011, where that's going to be, and see what happens. Does that? I know that's been pushed, but we probably could still use some testing.
Well, yeah, I mean the idea for pushing it at this time was so that it could be, there while we were testing other things and for things to get caught. I think it's in pretty good shape, but that feels like hubris that's designed to bring down the wrath of the gods on me or something.
I will continue to look at it and add some of our different partners' customizations and see if I come up with any weirdness.
Yeah, I'm always interested in trying to incorporate fixes that make customization easier. So I'd be happy to test, or if you want to pass on ideas, I'll take them.
Okay. I'm excited to have Bootstrap 4 and the OPAC, so thanks for doing that.
Lucas, have you been involved in testing the revamped circulation rules interface at all? I know Nick has been looking at it.
No, not so much. I've looked at it a little bit, but I haven't been as involved as Nick has.
I've definitely seen it. I don't remember if I set it up on a test server at some point, or if maybe last year at the conference, I feel like maybe someone set it up and we did some testing on where it was at that point.
Mm-hmm. I'm interested in it from the perspective of like the technology that it adds and the workflow that it adds to the front end aspect of the staff client, just because it adds a JavaScript build process that we're not doing now for the staff interface in general, and it sort of opens the door to more changes to the way we do things like I don't know, automatically concatenating and minifying JavaScript or something like that, because there's a build process for the React stuff. But
this is the first time that React has been introduced to Koha.
Yeah. But that's just in my head. I haven't done anything with it. And I haven't looked at it in a long time, so I don't know what it looks like now.
I know there's a lot of bugs that need sign off right now. Owen, do you know of any UI bugs that, or Lucas, that really need sign off, or that you'd like to get moved along?
I submitted a couple yesterday that I had been sitting on until the Bootstrap 4 got pushed. What else? I've been submitting a lot of patches for the staff interface that require updating translations, and so I know that can be difficult to test, especially if you can. I don't think you can do that in the sandboxes because you have to manually edit the PO file and stuff like that. I've gotten a few sign-offs from somebody in Libro, so I'm hoping that that continues.
It looks like maybe. Oh no, this one's. You also did one today. I was like just looking at recent ones. Yeah, there are a couple from yesterday. Yeah, I know. I kept looking at them and seeing lots of those translation ones, and I'm like, I still don't have DevBox working or Docker. So all those ones don't really work for me, but it looks like some of these ones I should be able to do today or tomorrow. You know, assuming the library is not on fire when I get there.
Yeah, the translation bugs are really simple changes. It's just that if you really want to test them fully, you have to test the translation process, and it's frustrating to have to submit a bug that changed only a few lines, but it has a like 100-line test plan. But that's the way it works.
Yeah. Well, and I know I'm trying to get my cataloger because I kept coming across ones that were like, here's the test plan. Make sure that this cataloging thing still works the way it used to. And I'm like, I don't know the way it used to work. So she's done some testing before, though. Like she's been to a couple of the conferences with me and she's done testing. But we're going to sit down this week or next week and try and knock out some of those like tweaks in the catalog and stuff and get those signed off.
So then I guess we also have to consider how many simple sign-offs do we need to save for the conference?
The Bugapalooza, yeah. That's a good point.
Can always submit a bunch of patches that make white space changes. That's always fun.
Well, and it's not like there's not, 251 bugs that currently need sign off. If some of it ends up being that we're failing QA because this patch is, almost 2 years old, that's good to show people how to do that too. Or patch doesn't apply or whatever, whichever reason, because the patch is really old. That's also good to show people because that comes up and then you're like, oh, now what do I do?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm planning on trying to find a couple of the old ones that haven't been signed off and testing them first to see if they'll fail so I can show people that they'll fail and then fail them.
That makes sense. I think that, I think part of the reason why the queue is so long is that there's a lot of things that are really hard to test.
Yeah.
Because I go down the list and I think, I don't know how to test that.
Or you look at the test plan and it's like, this is going to take me 3 days of doing nothing but this to test it, and I just can't do that right now.
I've been trying to test the recalls patches, and the test plan is like 100 steps long, And I think it's good work. I think it still has some problems with it, but it's a long test plan. So
On the other hand, I'd always rather have a long test plan that has all the steps than a short test plan that has sentences like, then do these things. And it's like, well, I don't know how to do these things, so now I have to spend a bunch of time looking it up. Like on the patches I wrote, I would be like, go to the administration module, then this section, then that section, because I don't want to say just like, go to this section, because then you have to find it if you don't know where it is. And that's just not as friendly, especially when we're trying to push new people into testing patches. If they don't know, if they're not in whatever module a whole bunch, then they might be put off by, I don't even know how to get to that.
I think it's always okay too to ask a developer to write a more clear or better test plan.
Oh yeah.
yeah, I sometimes, like I've been trying to write really detailed test plans, but at the same time, I look at how long they are and think, is just the length of this going to scare people off, even though it's like just walking you through step by step? Better safe than sorry, I guess.
Yeah, and if anyone comes across any easy to test bugs that you want to have us test at Bugapalooza, you can send those to me. I'm making a list. Or maybe I'll make it a Google Doc and share it, and send it to at least all the SIG leaders. So if anyone has stuff, I'll share it with you too, Owen, since you have so many bugs and are in Bugzilla so much.
Do you watch the Academy tag on Bugzilla? Because I don't know how much people are using it recently, but it has sort of traditionally been used for that reason.
And there's 63 bugs on there, although a number of them are new. There's only one needs sign off right now. And a bunch of patch doesn't apply.
The easy ones get signed off first. That's the problem.
Yeah. When I have a functional dev box, that's where I look for patches I can write. But I always forget it when I'm looking for stuff to sign off. Yeah, maybe I'll just go through and, well, except they're not necessarily, if they're easy to sign off, that's not necessarily the same as an Academy bug. Right? That takes more for the whole thing is simpler, right?
I think both.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes people tag them because they think that they would be a simple fix, and then others because there would be an easily testable thing.
I should probably know this since I'm a bug wrangler.
I mean, there hasn't been Catalyst Academy for so long that, like, we're all forgetting.
Also, I kind of worry that if I put too many bugs with the Academy tag as need to sign off, before like Wednesday night, that they'll all be signed off before Bugapalooza.
We could have a secret meeting where we developed a bunch of simple patches for trivial things and didn't submit them until the day before. Is that it?
I don't have anything else.
Well, I think we should call it if we don't have anything else.
Works
Sounds
for me.
good.
Thanks, everyone.
Nice to see y'all.
Bye.
Take care.